All right, everybody, we're going to go back on the record.
Okay. Okay. Wow, it's decided to be less populated since
Yes,
I
and I will note, we'll go back on the record here. This is, we'll be doing item number 7. We're back on the record at 8:41 p.m. I would note that we are going to be adjourning at 10 o'clock. So I think we have plenty of time for our next 2 items, so let's just all be cognizant of that. And let's be as succinct as we all can, commissioners included, city included. With that, item number 7 is case number APCW-2018-693-SPE-CUB-CDP-CUB, and the environmental case number is ENV 2018-694-CE. The site location is 1602 South Pacific Avenue and various addresses within Council District 11. At this time, we'll hear from staff. Mr. Brown.
Good evening, President and members of the West Los Angeles Area Planning Commission. My name is Ira Brown, City Planning Associate with the Department of City Planning. The item before you this evening is a project comprised of tenant improvements to 2 restaurants and a new 166 square foot outdoor dining area located within the North Venice sub-area of the Venice Coastal Zone Specific Plan and within the Venice Community Plan area. The subject site is Zone C2-1-0 with a land use designation of community commercial and located at the southeast corner of Pacific Avenue and Windward Avenue. The site is located at 1604 South Pacific Avenue and currently maintains a 8,952 square foot 2-story commercial structure built in 1928. This structure has been identified as a contributor to the Windward Pacific Commercial Historic District. The site fronts a city-owned and operated surface parking lot containing 14 parking spaces. The project is limited to 2 ground floor tenant spaces. The site is located in a pedestrian-friendly commercial node comprised of restaurants, bars, retail, and other visitor-serving uses. The area is adjacent to Venice Beach and attracts a high volume of local residents and tourists. This image shows the intersection of Pacific and Windward facing Venice Beach. This image shows the corner, the northeast corner of that same intersection. As stated earlier, the project consists of an addition and tenant improvements to an existing restaurant, resulting in a 2,322 square foot restaurant and a new outdoor dining area. The restaurant would maintain 619 square feet of interior service floor area and provide 166 square foot of new exterior service floor area. Based on the parking requirement of the specific plan, the proposed new outdoor dining area would require 3 parking spaces. The applicant is requesting a specific plan exception to allow 0 parking spaces instead of the required 3, a project permit compliance review for a project within the Venice specific plan, a coastal development permit, and a conditional use permit for the on-site sale and consumption of a full line of alcohol beverages. A public hearing was conducted on April the 1st, 2019. The hearing was attended by the applicant and members of the public. Although the project received support, the project does not provide the required number of parking spaces. The existing structure is built to the property line and the site cannot provide any additional parking on site. The merger of the 2 existing restaurant spaces retains existing non-conforming parking of 0 spaces. The resulting restaurant provides a reduction in the overall existing service floor area. However, the outdoor dining patio area is a new component beyond the building walls and has no grandfathered parking rights. As such, the new service floor area is subject to the parking requirements of the specific plan. Staff finds no exceptional circumstances or conditions applicable to this property that others do not generally have to apply with in this specific plan area. While the parking requirements of the specific plan require parking spaces more than the Los Angeles Municipal Code, the general intent of this provision in the Venice specific plan is that new development should not impact the existing shortages of parking. The requested exception is not necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of the owner's property rights because the choice to provide an outdoor dining area is self-imposed and creates the condition in which the exception is necessary. The granting of the exception will be detrimental to the public welfare and within the vicinity of the subject property because exception would place parking demands upon other adjacent properties and the existing beach parking supply within the area. Lastly, the granting of exception would be inconsistent with the principles, intent, and goals of the specific plan and applicable elements of the general plan because the request is to bypass the parking provision of the specific plan and the intent of providing additional parking. As such, staff is recommending that the commission find the project exempt from CEQA, deny the specific plan exception, approve the coastal development permit for the proposed project, approve a project permit compliance for the proposed project, and approve a conditional use permit for the sale and dispensing of a full line of alcohol, and adopt attached conditions of approval and attached findings. That concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, from the, we'll go to the applicant. We'll have 7 minutes. We've got Lorette Healy here, and is Mr. Trudy going to say anything as well?
He will be. I think that this is not a complicated project. I really do need to know, but
Let's hold on. Let's make sure we've got you set up here, and we'll get the clock set up, and then say your name into the record.
okay. My name is Lorette Healy, and
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Am I ready to go?
I want to make sure your clock was starting for you.
Thank you so much. My name is Lorette Healy. I'm the principal of City Land Use. I'm here to represent the applicant, Great White. I will tell you at the outset that I was not involved with this project when it was initially submitted to the Area Planning Commission with a specific plan exception. So I would like to just qualify because I want to make sure that as we go through this and explain what the specific plan exception is based on, that I can perhaps clarify what might not be clear from the actual staff report itself or from the application. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank the planning department. They did a phenomenal job on the CUB entitlement aspect of this and the conditions of approval. There are 47 conditions that have been wrapped into the staff report. I'm here to say that the applicant accepts all of them as it relates to the 24 conditions of approval having to do with the CUB. What this project has done for the area cannot be underscored. Marcia, would you please go to the first slide. This area, and I think a lot of people who are familiar with Venice or the history of Venice know that Abercrombie was the founder, and it all started on Windward Avenue. And this particular site is located in what is called the Windward Historic Arcade. This was the first place, ground zero, for how Abercrombie envisioned a recreational area that would serve not only the local residents, but everyone from LA and tourists that came from other parts of the country as the gateway to the Pacific Ocean and the boardwalk. As you can see, what we have here is when this was done, up where the Windward Historic Arcade originally was sited, where it was a lagoon. And this project site actually was a lagoon, around which a traffic circle circulated, bringing with trolleys that brought people down from the city of LA to visit the seaside on weekends, and it was extremely popular. What you're looking at right here is a 1905 archival photo of the actual project site from a certain perspective, meaning we're looking from the project site out to the traffic circle that really at that time were the trolleys. Moving forward, next slide. What happened was in 1926-28 period, the Venice became bankrupt. It was assumed by the city of Los Angeles, and unfortunately at that point in time, no one could really afford to keep the lagoon, and many of the historic canals were also filled in by the city of LA. But what's remained here is when the lagoon was filled in, this project site became basically an island, a land island, completely surrounded by what is now a busway. It's a rapid bus transportation hub around which every day, 24 hours a day, multiple buses circulate. This is the place where if you're going to Venice, this is your drop-off, this is your entry point, this is how you get back on a bus. What you're seeing in the yellow highlighting that is here, and I'll move to this in the next slide, but don't move yet, Marcia. These are all of the public and private parking lots that surround the immediate project site. The project site is the red square that you can see. Next slide. From a perspective of what it provides, as you can see that now what Great White has done is it has taken a dormant, dangerous, crime-ridden strip of land that was separated, quite frankly, for many years by this traffic circle, and it's activated it. It's brought a sort of a new activity, more interest, more excitement to this area that is at the apex of the Wynwood Historic Arcade. Next. And what we have here within this radius are 292 parking spaces, both on public parking lots and private lots that are able to lease parking.